Good afternoon, everybody. It is Mike. It is Thursday. Happy Thursday, the 12th of October. This is your market recap and option flow review. What another interesting, boring day. They continue to rotate money into names quickly and just keep rotating individual names here. So, really, guys, this is a market where I just will keep saying to you, keep playing long, play small, and be aware that at some point they're going to pull the rug out from underneath this mark. But until they do, keep following the flow, keep trying to be long, keep trying to stay with it. So what happened today? We've had a very narrow range on the SPY and the Qs. We did hit a new all-time high today intraday, but look at this range today. I mean, really very narrow. 45 cents-ish, 50 cents. I mean, this is just unbelievable. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inside days above the 8-day going into Friday. So we'll see. MOC coming in right now is 300 million to sell, which is nothing, and it's early. This thing rotates and changes constantly. Qs hit a new all-time high today as well, but didn't hold it. Came off. A little bit more range on the Qs today, not much. And the IWM was strong all day. All right, held in, holding the 8-day, still looks really good, resting nicely here. There was some big bets on the Qs, by the way, in puts early on. So let's pull it up, see if I can hit it. There it is. The January 2019, 135, 12 million. It was a block. Don't read too much into it. Call buying into the end of the week. They're bullish on the Qs going in. Some of the weakness that creeped in here in the last hour or so was from the banks. JP Morgan and Citibank both reported this morning. Both were great, good, but typical banks, they run up into it and then they sell off on earnings. And I suspect we'll get a little bit of a dip and a place to come in and buy the banks back again here. Tomorrow, I think we get Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and Bank of America and Wells Fargo Chase. So most of the big banks will be done reporting by tomorrow morning, and we can get that out of the way. You can see JP Morgan all over the place, but came down. See, got whacked pretty good today. See, all the way to the 21-day already. This is good. Bank of America probably right with it. Yep. So any more weakness, especially if we can get to the 50-day, to me is just a big old buying opportunity. Oil today, while we're here, oil today all over the place, an inside day, not doing much of anything. And while we had XLE and energy names on our list, there was no option flow and there was no trade to be had here. I am still in tomorrow's Oxy 67 calls or 67.50 calls at 0.03 cents. And unless the news comes out they were looking for, those will expire worthless tomorrow. It's okay. That happens. So what did I trade today? So today we talked about Netflix this morning wasn't in play. Haha, it was in play for about 30 minutes, or not even. I grabbed it in the first couple minutes and got out up into here and never looked back at it today. Closing well, flagging above the 8-day, earnings on Monday afternoon. To me, this is a scalp tomorrow or no play, no touch. Notice how it's bouncing back here. Did trade Amazon today, had a nice winner on Amazon. Could have been better. So the long of the short is I got caught up here and got caught in that bar and held. Sold a bunch of it up here flat with a little bit of profit, sold a bunch more up here for a nice profit, and got stopped out somewhere in here for the rest. No, sorry, into here. Somewhere in here for the rest. I missed this piece of the move. Still was a nice trade. I would be looking at this one again tomorrow here. NVIDIA gave us a nice trade up here. News, they got an upgrade to 210 or something like that. I jumped on some weekly calls and made a nice quick scalp on it. You guys saw that, posted that to you guys quickly. And I sold my last of my Tesla next week 360 calls into this pop up here. I have no position in Tesla. Still looks good, still flagging. Overall, a lot of whippy action. You know, Apple's still doing a whole lot of nothing here. Facebook with the Russian thing hanging over it, doing a whole lot of nothing. So, you know, Google gave a nice move, even extended some more today, now coming in a little bit. BMY, which I thought was going to go today, showed signs early. They did it again. They pulled the rug out from underneath it. I'm still sitting in the calls. I am down. I'm right on them again. They're whipping these options around. At some point, this is going to go, and I'll add to them. So what was good today? AMD. So AMD gapped up and moved quickly, right? We had this big move on AMD quick, and then they started buying it. Look at all the call sweepers into it. Lots of them out in time. Not as many weeklies this time. Pulled off a little bit. This is a name we have to keep our eye on because I don't think this moves over and earnings are coming. So we have the 24th. So they may try to bump this higher into earnings. Remember, this thing already had, it's been trapped in this consolidation now for most of this year. So a nice 1-year consolidation. If we look at a longer term chart, right, on a 5-year, really starting to just look at this. Look how long it's been flagging up here. And on a monthly chart, 10-year chart, you can see it's just starting to get going again up here. So we will keep an eye on this name as it's easy to trade, and especially with common. BABA sold off today, right? Back to the 8-day. So we'll have to see how that plays out here tomorrow. What else was good today? We talked about AMD. AMAT. AMAT, they came after it early and often. So you can see coming in here. You got the big, here's, we had some sweeps yesterday. Then the big block 8600, the October 55 calls early this morning. Oops. Right on the open right in here. Oops. You guys didn't tell me I was on the wrong chart. Right into here. Right, then I got the pump on by Dr. J. Now it's come off, but they've been sweeping it all the way out. So this one still looks good. That's one to keep on our radar, although it's a little extended. Twitter, they came after with a vengeance today. About freaking time this thing woke up. So you can see here, started coming this morning, and they just started coming. Lots of small little sweepers. Closing strong at the edge of the gap here. Gap goes to first 19, then 20. This thing could fly before earnings. It's got time. I will look tomorrow on any weakness to maybe take some options on it at this point. I'm still long tons of common on it. So that's why I was not quick to jump on that one today. Snap got upgraded. And boy, they did have flow. And guys, I'm sorry I didn't jump on this one. I don't like this name. I generally have an avoidance policy on Snap. So, but look at the volume today. And it gave you an entrance, right? It came in, gapped up, and came down and gave you an entrance, and I didn't even look at it. And now it's coming back. Hard to chase after this 2-day move, but big time call buying. October calls, weekly calls, a lot of weeklies. Snap, AMD, GM. GM, again, today, they keep coming for this. Every day, more. November 3rd, 4750 calls. One thing about GM, we've been talking about the January 2019 45 calls, right? Oops. Help if I pull up GM. You know how many are in that now? 65,000 of them they've accumulated now over the last week and a half. Huge, huge call buying into this strike. Huge. So we'll keep an eyes on GM moving forward. And also Starbucks is at its gap. So here's the gap. You can see it's right at it, just inside of it, poking its head inside of it now. No call buying today. So this is a name we'll put on our radar for tomorrow. I've noted all these down, and we'll go from there. So that said, guys, no damage done today. Just another typical day that we've had lately in this string of days in the markets. There were good names to play, and there was things not to play today. I mean, things like Tesla woke up, gave a nice quick trade or two. Google gave a nice trade. Amazon gave a nice trade. But that's really what we're seeing here is trades. They're playing games. They're like pulling the things up, selling them off, and then buying them back and coming back in and doing it again. This is what we're seeing a lot of in this market. So again, play small. At one point, I was only playing with 2 contracts in Amazon. Not a big deal. If it moves $20, those 2s are going to pay a fortune. I did have 20 to be at point blank. I had 20 to start, but I started trimming it down. So we just keep going there, and we just, we play the game as it's split to play here. You guys have a great night. Hey, if you like what I say, check me out, Mike. Check me out at smartoptiontrading.com, and I'd love to have you guys sign up. So I'm going to put this out there for everybody today, and for everybody else, I'll see you guys for the morning call at 8:30 in the morning. Good night, everybody.